Hi, boys and girls. So today in math, we are on Unit 11, Lesson 12, which is page 183 in your student journal. Please make sure that you are on this page because we skipped Lesson 11. So today we are measuring and estimating mass. Now, mass is a little different than what we've been talking about. Lately, we've been talking about measuring and estimating volume, particularly liquid volume. So we've been focusing on milliliters, and we have been focusing on liters. Okay. We know that 1,000 milliliters is equal to 1 liter, okay? So we know that Logan came on and he showed us his little eyedropper for his eye drops. You would need 1,000 of those to fit in a 1 liter water bottle. So today we are continuing to measure, but like I said, we are going to estimate the mass of an object, okay, using grams and kilograms. And you might be thinking, Miss Stellingis, what is the mass of an object? Okay, well, mass is how much matter the object is. And in science, we are talking a lot about atoms and matter. You are learning all about that. We know that anything that we want to weigh, okay, is the mass, okay? So how much does something weigh? Well, we are using the unit of grams and kilograms to weigh something today, all right? So we are going to estimate, because I don't have an actual scale that measures in grams and kilograms, so I'm just gonna have an approximate guess or projection about how much an item weighs in grams or kilograms. So let me give you some examples of what this looks like. So I'm gonna zoom in down here. 1 gram is about 1 paper clip. So if I were to hold a paper clip in my hand, that would be about 1 gram, okay? 1 gram. So you know that, ask yourself, are grams really big or really small? Well, you know that grams are small. You would need a lot of grams, okay, for something to be really heavy, huh? If 1 of those grams is a paper clip, the mass of a paper clip. 1 kilogram is 1 bunch of bananas, okay? So a kilogram is about a bunch of bananas, okay? Or a bunch of apples or something like that. So you know if 1 kilogram is equal to 1 bunch of bananas, that you need 1,000 grams in order to equal 1 kilogram. So you would need 1,000 paper clips to be about the same weight as a bunch of bananas. Now, 2 kilograms, think about this. If you know 1 bunch of bananas is 1 kilogram, then what are some things that weigh 2 kilograms? Well, it gave here a 3rd grader's backpack, okay? I was the little light on homework, so I'll say that you had a 2 kilogram backpack, okay, with something in it. It has to have some books in it. Now, 5 kilograms, that's about a basket of library books. So the basket that you would carry over to the library would be about 5 kilograms. And then 27 kilograms, or jumping way up, that's about an average size 3rd grade child, okay? So those are some different examples of items that are 1 gram or grams or kilograms, okay? So I want you to have this page handy because this is going to help you find the answers to the next problem. So input in modeling, I am not going to do number 1 because it wants us to actually measure it with a scale, which we do not have. So we are going to go ahead and look at number 2. It says, match the objects to the estimated weights, okay? So let's think here. If we know that 1 gram is about the size of a paper clip, okay, or about the weight of a paper clip, what would it be equal to 100 grams? So think, if I had 100 paper clips in my hand, would that be something pretty light or pretty heavy? That'd be pretty light. So I'm going to go ahead and say that 100 grams is equal to my paintbrush. Okay, so my paintbrush is about 100 grams. Let's look at 2 kilograms. So I know by looking at my examples right here that 2 kilograms is about a 3rd grader's backpack. Okay, the weight of a 3rd grader's backpack. So what here is about a 3rd grader's backpack? I definitely know it's not a bike, So I'm going to say that 2 kilograms is the size or the weight of a birthday cake. And then 22 kilograms. 22 kilograms. Okay, so that's really heavy. I know that 27 kilograms is about the average size of a 3rd grade child. So what is 22? That's a little less. So the only thing left is a bite, but just because it's the only thing left, I still need to make sure it makes sense. And it does make sense. Okay? So that's what I want you to ask yourself every time you go through these. I want you to ask yourself, 100 grams. What seems like it would be 100 paper clips in my hand? Ooh, 2 kilograms. What seems like it would be the weight of a 3rd grader's backpack with a few books in it? 22 kilograms. What seems like it would be about the weight of something that would be pretty heavy, not as heavy as a 3rd grade child, a little lighter than that, but around that, okay? So that's what you want to ask yourself as you're trying to figure this out and solve these problems. I'm going to go through the structure guided practice with you right now just because, again, we're going to skip number 1 and I want to make sure that you have another example here. So again, you're going to match the objects to the estimated weight. Okay, so let's think about this. So I'm going to say, I have an apple here. And I'm going to ask myself this time about the apple. Well, I know that an apple is not too heavy, so it's probably going to be measured in grams because we know that grams are smaller, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead right now and say that my best estimate would be 150 grams. If I had about 150 paper clips in my hand, that would be equal to the weight of my apple. Now I see a girl, which is probably a 3rd grade child, just like it said in our vocabulary introduction. And I know that this is going to be an object because it's a person that's heavier. So I'm going to say that she is 27 kilograms, which is exactly what it told me in my introduction, okay? And then 1 kilogram. I know that 1 kilogram is about a bunch of bananas, right? If I had a bunch of like 5 bananas together. So this little birdhouse would probably match that. Now remember, we're estimating, so it's not going to be perfect, okay? It might not be 1 kilogram exactly, but it's going to be around that, okay? So when you think of grams, it's probably going to be something, an object that has a mass that's smaller or lighter, and kilograms are going to have a mass that is a little bit heavier. So today, the only thing that you are doing is your final check for understanding, just number 2. Because remember, we're skipping all the ones that want us to use the scale. And then number 4, 5, and 6. Okay? When you are all done with that, I want you to go on to Seesaw, and I've assigned you a grams and kilograms activity. That's really easy, and it should be quick. And I really want you to remember to think in your head and ask yourself, is this about the size of 1 paper clip, or is this about the size of a bunch of bananas? So I want you to compare and think about those in your head as you look at the objects that I've asked you to measure and the mass of, okay? All right, boys and girls, if you have any questions with this, come with them ready to office hours in the morning.